There's nothing better than dry age, or is there? For today's cook, I'm dry aging this beautiful export rib in butter, in a lot of butter. I put the butter on top of the sous vide circulator so that it would come to room temperature faster. Then I put all of them into a pot to make it a nice smooth texture. Once the butter became spreadable, it is time to work on the meat. Now this is prime beef, which I got from Dakota from Minnesota. Since this is large enough, I decided to split it in half to test half dry age in butter and the other half as real dry age. After splitting it in half, you can see the wonderful marbling. The first one, I started using the HIM bags. Remember, this is a special bag. This is not a home Ziploc bag. It is considered a membrane that goes around the meat to dry age. It is not a regular vacuum bag or a Ziploc bag. It allows you to dry age at home without any special equipment. For the second one, there's not much to do except clean the surface a little and cover the whole thing with butter. I spread it out until every little piece was covered. Once the bottom was covered with butter, I flipped it so that I can spread the rest on top. Check it out. Now there's pretty much nothing else to do but to put it in the refrigerator. I am using my regular refrigerator. It is not something as special, so that it maintains a temperature between 34 degrees to 37 degrees Fahrenheit. Now there's nothing else to do but wait 60 days. After 60 days, this is what it looks like. I was surprised to find this black spot, which freaked me out. I honestly thought my meat was completely ruined. What in the world was that? So I quickly opened it up to find out what it was. After opening it up, I was quickly rewarded with this. It looked like perfection. The only really odd thing for me is that it smelled like butter. It did not have a dry age smell. It did not even have a beef smell. It smelled like 100% butter. It was odd and satisfying at the same time. This is looking extremely promising. Now let's go to the real dry age. After removing from the refrigerator, I quickly opened the HIM bag. As expected, perfectly dry aged. Then I opened it up. After bringing it up to my nose and smelling it, which is the first thing you should do when dry aging, it smelled wonderful. It smelled like nutty, beefy, no foul smell whatsoever, and the way that I'm used to. Perfectly dry aged beef. When putting them side by side, you can tell the difference between them. I was very happy from the yield of the butter. It looked like I was gonna have almost no loss at all. That is very promising. So then I decided to cut them in steaks. As I'm removing the butter from the steak, this is the black spot we saw earlier. As you can see, it's just dried blood, nothing else, no big deal. And the dry aged steaks looked perfect. Once the steak was cut, it was time to trim them. Remember, never throw your trimmings away. There's a lot of different things you can do with it, and I have shown that in the channel already. As expected, we did have quite a bit of loss between the dry aged steak. Now it's time for the butter. Once the butter was removed, I was surprised because the edges were all oxidized in both sides. That did not look very good to me, and after smelling it, it did have a little funky smell once you pass the butter, obviously. So I decided to trim it. Once they were completely trimmed, I put them side by side so that you can see the difference between them. Dry aged butter on the left and the real dry aged on the right. But now that we have these two beautiful steaks ready, it is time to cook them and see how they taste. To ensure I'm cooking both steaks at the exact same temperature, I am using my wireless thermometer. So that me and Angel can really taste the flavor of these steaks, I am only seasoning them with salt and pepper. Now that we have these beautiful steaks ready, it is time to cook them, and I am going to be reverse searing them with the slow and sear and the Weber kettle. So let's do it. What do you think, Angel?
Wow. It looks awesome.
It looks impressive. We are starving. Are you ready to try it?
I'm ready to go.
They are different. We have A and B. Are you ready?
Well, we got a little experiment.
We got a little steak experiment today, Angel.
Oh man, let's go.
Let's go. Enough talking. This one is very special. Here it is for you, my friend.
Oh, we cutting it.
Cheers. That is fantastic. It is super tender.
Super juicy.
Extremely flavorful. What are you doing?
Awesome.
No, hold on. You gotta wait.
Seconds worthy.
No, hold on. Not yet, Angel. Angel. All right, let's eat another one. All right, let's cut that one in half. I can't. It is fantastic.
Oh, this time you got the big one.
It is incredible. Wow.
Oh, it's so juicy.
Are you ready for the second one?
Let's go.
Now I'm excited to find out how this one tastes.
What are we testing?
I'm gonna tell you right after we try it.
Are we testing the juiciness?
Right after we try it, I'm gonna let you know. I'll take that one, you take the bigger one. You can take the bigger one.
This is the bigger one.
All right, Angel, let's try it. Cheers, buddy.
I've been robbed.
Cheers. Way tender, way flavorful, a unique taste.
I already got it. I know what happened here.
What happened, Angel? Which one is better for you, Angel?
I know what happened here.
What happened?
This one's dry aged.
Ah, you can tell. My boy is learning, everybody. He is learning. You got that nice little funk.
You know what I think it is? That it tastes like a little bit to me? I mean, I don't know, maybe other people say something else, but to me it has like a, kind of like a wine.
Like a winey taste?
Like
a...
Something like that, like, it's not, like, I know you say it's like nutty. I say it's kind of like wine. Like it's a wine-ish flavor.
Like you can't get a grasp around it. It has an additional type of flavor that you don't really know how to describe it. I agree with you. Angel, remember the butter steak? You've been asking me to do it forever?
Oh, the one in
That's the butter steak.
That's a straight butter block.
That's the butter steak. It is incredible, everybody. Now, is it dry age?
It doesn't have the same flavor as dry age to me.
I agree with you.
It's a very good steak.
It is a fantastic steak. Obviously, this is a prime steak. We started off with the best of the best. But at the same time, it is not a dry age steak. It doesn't have that nice funk, right? A little funk of dry age, not even close. However, it is incredible. It is incredible.
I mean, I like it a lot, but I don't think that it's dry aged. In my opinion, it's not really too dry aged.
I agree with you, Andrew. It is not dry aged. It doesn't have that funk, but it is incredible, everybody.
And it's super soft, and it's super tender and juicy and yum, but I don't think it tastes dry aged.
I agree with you. It is not a dry aged steak. Is it fantastic? Yes, it is. Is it incredible? Yes, it is. Tender? Yes. Juicy? Yes. Does it have the dry age funk?
No.
It does not.
Not this time, guys.
Andrew, if you have to pick a steak and you were in a restaurant and you got A or B, which one do you like better?
Well, here's the thing. This one has a very strong meat flavor. This one has a very strong dry aged meat flavor.
Which one do you prefer?
So, if I'm in the mood for something that tastes dry aged, dry aged. If I'm in the mood for something that tastes very meaty, this one.
That is not a fair conclusion. You gotta give me an answer. You have to pick a steak, A or B. If you don't have a choice and you're going to die, Angel, we have steak A and we have steak B. Which one would you pick? The dry age. I am with Angel 100%. The dry age steak is better. However, this steak is fantastic. I recommend you giving it a try once. Will I do it again? No.
I don't know about that.
I don't know. It's too much work to do it. The butter is very messy. You know, butter everywhere. You know, we had butter when we were doing this up our noses, hair. You know, cleaning the butter after is a tremendous amount of work. I would not do it again. But it is good. It is not bad.
It's tasty.
It's tasty. Now, the dry age is way better, and I recommend that 100%.
Dry age is dry age, bro.
Dry age is dry age, bro.
I don't know if this is gonna really count as dry aged. You had it in the fridge for a while, but I feel like What happened is that it kind of just vacuum sealed it.
It vacuum sealed it in butter. You are absolutely right.
It kind of just vacuum sealed the steak in butter.
That is a perfect description. Vacuum seal the steak in butter. When you open the steak, it just feel like a fresh steak. It doesn't feel like this one, when you touch it, it's like hardcore. But after you cook it, it's so soft and tender. This one is exactly like a fresh steak, but more tender than a fresh steak. That's the only thing I can tell.
And I don't know if that's because it's prime or what, but that was a very good vacuum seal we had.
That's another thing too.
We had a really good vacuum seal.
You call the butter experiment a vacuum sealer, Angel?
The vacuum sealing experiment.
That's a good explanation right there, everybody. It is a vacuum sealer of butter, because I don't know if it does anything at all, because the steak is already a very high quality. This one, it does something. I could tell you that.
Like the butter was salted butter.
You know, it was salted butter.
So maybe it dried it a little bit, but it was mostly just...
Not really.
I feel like it was just sealed.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I like it though.
Don't get me wrong, everybody. The butter aged one is fantastic, but it does not come close to the real deal. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you do enjoy it, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, be sure to subscribe for future videos. And remember, if you're interested in anything I use, everything is always in the description down below. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Hold on a second, I have a question for you guys. Would you like me to cook this one sous vide so that the guys in the office can try it as well? Maybe it has a different flavor on sous vide, right? That's a good idea.
I guess it's
Are you being jealous?
the season of giving, I guess. You know, fine. You know,
come on, we gotta give.
Fine, we give it to them. Fine.
It's only fair if they try it too. Comment below if you want to see them try it, and I'm gonna make it happen.
That way you can watch the boiling bag guy do it.
Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.